Chapter 11. Borrowing Grain. Intruder. The word instantly put Hiroshi on high alert. His farm was his last bastion, and no mishap could be allowed. If someone was trying to break in, the crisis had to be nipped in the bud. Scanning the intruder's appearance. Quickly, the patrol guard relayed the intruder's data. Intruder, male, 42 years old, unarmed, threat level 3. Displaying intruder's image. An image formed in Hiroshi's mind, showing the intruder's characteristics and face in sharp detail. A middle-aged man with a cigarette dangling from his lips was pacing anxiously outside the iron gate, hesitating to knock. Uncle Nan? Hiroshi recognized the man and raised an eyebrow in surprise. Uncle Nan was a farmer from a nearby town, somewhat distantly related to him. He used to hire him during busy farming seasons. Uncle Nan was diligent and hardworking, leaving a good impression on Hiroshi. Why would he come here? Hiroshi wondered, then started walking towards the gate. Soon, he reached the gate and called out, "Uncle Nan, what's up?" Uncle Nan, who was pacing anxiously outside, was startled by the sudden shout, looking a bit embarrassed. But he quickly took a deep drag of his cigarette, tossed the butt away, and walked up, gripping the gate's bars with both hands. "Boss, I need your help," Uncle Nan stammered, seemingly mustering all his courage to speak. Hiroshi noticed Uncle Nan's poor mental state. His eyes were bloodshot and puffy, as if he had just cried, looking as if he had been through a serious illness, exuding an air of despair. Hiroshi felt a pang of sympathy but didn't open the gate. In these apocalyptic times, trust was fragile. A close friend today could become a deadly enemy tomorrow. "Speak," Hiroshi nodded. "Boss, do you have any stored food in your farm? I've hit rock bottom. My house was robbed, and all our food was stolen. Food in the market is too expensive. Could you lend me some food?" Uncle Nan's voice grew softer, his head lowering until it was almost touching the ground. People say the collapse of an adult begins with borrowing money. Uncle Nan deeply felt this as he swallowed his pride to beg for food. His household had been without food for 2 days, and all instant foods in the supermarkets had long been snatched up. He had been starving for 2 days, barely able to walk. He knew the world had changed, food prices had skyrocketed, and even if Hiroshi had food, he'd likely keep it for himself or sell it at high prices. He had tried borrowing from several relatives without success, making this his last resort. Though he knew the chances of Hiroshi lending him food were slim, he clung to a sliver of hope. What if? Hearing Uncle Nan's plea, Hiroshi's joy from the harvest of ancient medicinal crops faded. The world had changed, and famine was baring its teeth. Uncle Nan's situation was likely not unique. Famine would sweep across the globe, causing countless deaths from starvation.
"Uncle Nan, I'm sorry.
I don't have much stored either. The last crop was ruined by the mutation." Hiroshi shook his head, then paused. "I can give you some food, but not much." Uncle Nan's eyes lit up with surprise and gratitude. He beamed and thanked Hiroshi profusely, though his face still bore worry. The food would only last 3 to 5 days, after which he would be in the same dire straits. Hiroshi squinted. While he had enough food, he needed to be cautious. Helping people in the apocalypse required wisdom. Being overly generous could attract trouble, making one a target. "I'll secretly deliver the food stored in the freezer tonight," Hiroshi decided. The radiation-resistant crops made the stored ordinary food useless, and it would only rot in the freezer. "This is all I can do." Hiroshi sighed. "Uncle Nan, good luck." While he had a history with Uncle Nan, he couldn't afford to give away large quantities of radiation-resistant food. His strength wasn't enough to protect his assets. If targeted, he could lose his farm and be taken captive, forced to produce endlessly for others. One must be wary to survive, he reminded himself. "No," Uncle Nan corrected, shaking his head. "Wish us all good luck." Night finally fell. After the sun's extinction, Hiroshi had expected no more day and night, but some stars had become new light sources, though without ultraviolet rays or heat. Day and night still existed with Earth's rotation. Hiroshi loaded ordinary vegetables and some meat from the freezer onto the truck, then put Kiko and Benji in the passenger seat. "Big bro, are we going out?" Kiko asked, blinking. Yes, I want to see how bad things have gotten outside, Hiroshi nodded, starting the vehicle, and deliver some things to Uncle Nan who used to help us. That Uncle Nan, he doesn't have food? How pitiful. Kiko pouted. Hiroshi smiled, started the engine, and drove out of the farm gate. Before leaving, he instructed the battle guards to stay on high alert. If any creatures tried to breach the farm, they were to be eliminated immediately.